Welcome everyone to my HTML lesson where we are going to learn HTML in less than half an hour by creating this amazing website. This is a talent agency website with pictures of beautiful models and also a video which plays in a loop and also an audio file which is basically an audio audition of a model. So let's quickly begin. So I've created a folder out here. It's called HTML tutorials and I've kept all the files out here, the assets, the model pictures, videos, and audio files. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to open Visual Studio Code, my code editor. Out here, I'm simply going to open the folder, which I've created, the HTML tutorial folder. Let me just adjust this first. So out here, I'm just going to select open folder and select my HTML tutorial folder. There we go. And yeah, just select the folder and it'll open. So see, because I had kept all the assets in one folder, so I can also see all the assets out here when I open the folder. Now, what I'm simply going to do is I'm going to start by creating index.html file. So new file, I'm going to name it index.html. This is going to be our page. There we go. I'm going to create the HTML code structure by a shortcut, which is exclamation and you press tab, and this whole HTML structure gets created automatically. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by naming the title. So let's call it Aura Talent Agency. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create the h1 tag that is going to be our heading tag. So h1 tags are heading tags. So out here, I'm going to create Aura Talent Agency. Now what I'm going to do is in my Visual Code Editor, I'm going to press on Go Live. So this is the page which we're already making, and this is the page which is already made. This is the ready page. What we're going to do is basically copy everything, and try to redesign it into the page in which we're already making and writing this code currently. So now I'm going to create an h2 tag. This is going to be a little smaller than the h1 tag. So this is also a heading tag, but it has its variation. There's h1, h2, h3, h4, and they get smaller in sizes as you increase the number in the h tag. So this is our h2 tag. And as you can see, our second heading is going to look a little smaller than our first heading. And apart from the h2 tag, we're also going to have two small headings, which are the h3 tags. So out here, the small headings which we have are how to book our models and featured model. So let me just type that into our h3 tag, how to book our models. And under this heading, we also have some content which is there, which is written, it's written in the smallest font which is there. Booking our models is easy. So we are going to put this in a paragraph tag. So the p tags are the paragraph tags. So out here, I'm just going to copy paste the content. Booking our models is easy and blah, blah, blah. So this is going to be our paragraph tag. So let me just show you how our page looks currently. So we have our headings, we have our the h1 tag, the h2 tag, the h3 tag, the smaller headings, and we have our paragraph. We have our content. But can you see in this paragraph, we have a text which is book now, and that is in bold out here. So this is in bold. So how do we do that? So there's a tag for that, which is called the strong tag. So I'm just going to write strong and I'm going to press tab. So the second tag will automatically get created, and I'm going to take book now and I'm going to paste it inside the strong tag. So now we have it in bold. So book now is in bold on our current page. So that's done. So let me just actually switch to our current page because you'll get a better idea on what is happening out here. So all right, let's code further. We are now going to create our h3 tag. We have some more headings which are there. Not more headings, just one more heading which we have left, which is called the featured models. So out here, I've created an heading into the h3 tag and written featured model. Oh wait, I forgot. There was actually one more heading. So I'm just going to code it out here. I'm going to create one more h3 tag and I'm going to place our last heading into this. So there is the h3 tag and the heading was, why should you choose our models? Now let's fill the remaining content into this. But wait, I'm just going to check why it's not actually reflecting on our current page. Let me just save this and yeah, just click on the page. Let me just click on the page once. Oh, there it is. So yeah, I just clicked on the page and all the recent information which we produced appeared. So yeah, into the paragraph tag, I've just pasted the remaining content, which are, here are some reasons why we are the best. As you can see, it's reflected already. So what is left next now? Okay, there's one more little tiny paragraph which we missed. So we're just going to add it out here. You know, you guys can also, once you're actually doing this exercise, you can code with me, so you get a better hang of HTML. So yeah, I'm just gonna, not a body tag, oops, sorry. So I'm just gonna add a paragraph tag out here. Let me just delete this. I'm gonna add another paragraph out here, and I'm just gonna write here are some quick steps. So now we can write those pointers which are there underneath, 1, 2, 3 pointers out here. So how do we create this? We create this through a tag called ordered list. So basically the tag is called OL, which is ordered list. And inside that, we are going to create a list tag, which is the LI tag. And in that list, we are just going to mention all these points. We don't have to write 1, 2, 3 like that. We can just enter the content and one will be automatically created into the list tag. And as we start increasing the list, all that numbers will be automatically organized and ordered. So let me just take content from here and paste it into the list tag. So out here, I'm just going to quickly paste the content. I'm going to I'm just going to copy this list tag and I'm going to make 3 copies of that. Give me one sec. It's very hard to code on one screen. I like using 2 screens. So, okay, I've just made 3 copies of that. Let me just take you to the page. So out here, of course, I'm just going to change the content really quickly according to what we have on the page, which is already made. So quickly, I'm just going to take this off as well. Yeah. So I've just pasted, and now let me check on our current page. We have our ordered list ready. All right, let's go. So what is next? So out here, you can see there are again 3 points, but these are not in numbers. They were made in dots, you know, like those listicle points, but they had no numbers. So when you have no numbers, how do we create that? So we first created ordered list by making an OL tag. And for this one, which is not in an order, it's called the unordered list. And the tag which is used is UL, which is unordered list tag. I created an unordered list tag, and inside the unordered list tag, I've created the list tag. And now we're just going to take this and make 2 copies again. And we're going to add the content into this. So as you can see, now we have a nice unordered list. And in that, I am just going to copy paste the content as usual. So let me just fix this. All right. So there we go. We have our unordered list and our ordered list as well. So what's next? All right, so now comes my favorite part, adding our images. So our site looks pretty. Yeah, this is actually, adding the images is the favorite part because your site is going to look all gorgeous right now. So, and of course, with these really, really beautiful models, it's going to look even prettier. So let's add our images. So for adding images, we use an image tag. The image tag is basically like an IMG tag, and it's a single tag. Unlike others where there are 2 tags and the content is enclosed in that, this one is a single tag. So I'm just going to write image, then I'm going to write SRC. SRC stands for source. And into the SRC, I'm just going to mention our file path, which is models.pic. Models.pic is the folder name, and one model.jpg is our file, which is the picture. But I think something's happened out here. Okay, I think the image is really big. So we are going to change the size, but before changing the size, we are also going to add an alt property. So out here, the ALT, which is alt stands for alternate, which is basically if the picture doesn't load, what is the image all about? You know, so you can write the text out here. We are just going to write image 1 for now, but for good healthy practices, actually, you should write what is in the picture, like a beautiful model, a beautiful blonde model, whatever. It's good SEO practice. So out here, we have also created width, and we have given a width of 200. So now the image has been resized, and now it fits perfectly onto our page. So we are going to do similar thing, and we're going to copy paste and add 3 more models onto our page. So here, I'm just going to copy paste. All right. And, you know, I'm just going to I've changed the model. I've changed it to 7 model.jpg, which is another model, picture of another model. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take the same thing and I'm going to just copy paste it, and I am going to change all the parameters so that different model pictures are shown. So I've added model number 8 out here, and of course the picture is too big, so I'm going to resize that by changing the width parameter. And then I am going to add model number 2. And again, I am going to adjust the width out here so that it fits in one line. So out here, I'm going to make it to 10. Let me see how that looks. Okay. But it's a little bit bigger. So I'm just going to do it. Just going to decrease it very slightly, 207. So, okay, 207 pixels. And I think this looks beautiful, doesn't it? So if you guys are liking the video, please hit the like button and subscribe button, because there are more videos which are going to come related to coding and everything else related to web development. So all right, let's move on. Now what do we have to add is basically the video and yeah, the model's audition, audio audition, which is an audio file. So again, we're going to learn how to add a video so how you add a video is by using the video tag. So I'm going to create out here a video tag, and inside the video tag, I'm going to mention the source, where the folder which has the video, which is model video dot, there's MP4. So in this video, the video was already there in our root folder, so we didn't need to mention any other folder name, just the video name directly. So out here again, you can see the video is too big, so we are going to give it a width, and so that it fits onto our page perfectly. So width is 500, and now it fits onto our page just fine. But it doesn't play. So what do we do for that? So out here, we are going to add this button called autoplay. So whenever the site opens, the video automatically plays. How cool is that, right? But then there's another problem. It autoplays the video, but I want the video to play in a loop. But before that, I also want to include another attribute, because we are loading this not in Chrome. In Chrome, what usually happens is it doesn't autoplay at all. Why it doesn't autoplay? Because Chrome has a rule that if the video is not muted, it won't autoplay. So out here, we are going to add another attribute out here, which is called the muted. And along with that, I'm also going to add another attribute, which is called the loop. So now whenever you actually refresh, the video will play. And once the video gets over, it'll run again in a loop and replay the whole video again. As you can see, the video is going to get over now, and there we go. So now the video is playing in loop, which looks really beautiful, I think. All right, another last thing which we have to add is the audio audition of the model. So I have named this model Eliza Sokolov, I think some Russian, cool Russian name. And what we're going to do is we are going to add an audio player underneath that. So let's create some content for that. So out here, as you can see, where are we? All right, so I'm going to create a paragraph tag underneath the featured model headline. So I'm just going to name the model, as I told you before, it's Eliza. Let me just write the last name as well. Sokolov. Eliza Sokolov. How cool is that? How beautiful is that? Gorgeous, right? So Eliza Sokolov audio introduction. Yeah, audio intro is fine. But in our original one, we had the Eliza, the name of the model in bold. So we're going to again add our strong tag as we had done earlier. And so that will highlight the name in bold. There we go. So now we've learned how to add a video. So let's learn how to add an audio as well. So out here, we are going to create our audio tag, and inside the audio tag, we are going to mention the source. So out here, we do have another folder which was there in the root folder. So out here, the folder name is audio intro. And inside the audio intro, we have the audio intro.mp3 file. So there we go. And after we're done with that, we are going to close our audio tag. But what is happening out here is, despite of creating an audio tag, nothing really shows up out here. This is because the audio tag requires this attribute called controls, so that we can play the audio audition. So out here, we're just going to create controls. I don't know why this aria was created. Okay, so controls attribute we've added, and because of that, now we can also see our audio player. How cool is that? So yeah, we're pretty much done. We have our audio, we have our site ready, and oh wait, we forgot. We also have to create a navigation bar. So let's quickly see how we can do that. So our navigation bar is basically some content which we're going to add, but that content, once we click upon that, should take us to another page. It's basically those links which we have on top of every website, you know, like the home, the contact, the navigation content, which is there in the header of every web page. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create this tag called the ahref tag. So out here, what basically the ahref tag does is basically it is a tag, anchor tag, where we can add links to. So we've created our first ahref tag and we've named it home. So let's just cut, copy, paste it, and yeah, let's just name it. But I don't know why it's all right. Let me just name this first: featured models. And let me just take the third one as well, contact. And the fourth one, I'm just going to create blog. All right. But I don't know why it's not showing on our web page right now. There must be some mistake. Oh, so the mistake is basically that this, whatever we added it by mistakenly. We haven't added this into our body tag. So unless we add it in our body tag, remember the code, the HTML code always has a structure. So we mentioned it in the title, you know, all the code should come in the body tag. So when it comes in the body tag, only then it'll be reflected. So there we go. We can see home, featured, model, contact, blog, but I don't know why these links are not clickable right now. So there's again some mistake which is there. So can you guys spot the mistake? I can spot it right now actually. The thing is, ahrefs, I wrote it wrong. The spelling is wrong out here. So I'm quickly going to correct that. So let me just delete this. There's just like a double R which I had added. So yeah, I think refresh, and there we go. Now our information, the navigation information, is clickable. Of course, it doesn't take you anywhere because we have added ahref hashtag. So when you add just a simple hashtag, it basically creates clickable link, but it doesn't take you anywhere. But for teaching purposes, let me just show you how we can create a clickable link which takes you to a separate page. So we are out here going to create a separate page, and I'm going to call it featured model.html file. So this is another web page we have created. So there we go. So out here, we will need to create that web page as well. And what basically our new web page should have is the featured model section, you know. So I'm just going to I'm just going to copy paste this information from here, and I'm just going to simply paste it after obviously creating the HTML structure, which I told you earlier that it's created by a shortcut. You just have to type exclamation and tab. So there we go. So our second page is created as well. And now we have to create that link. So out here into the second section, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the hashtag out, and I'm going to add our new page, featured models.html. Now, when I click on featured model, there we go. So we have our featured model page ready. But of course, we can't go back to our home page. So that needs fixing. So how I'm going to fix it is basically I'm just going to copy the navigation information from here, which is basically all the ahref tags, and I'm going to paste it in the new page. So again, as I said, it should go under the body tag. So I've simply pasted things out here, and it should reflect when I just refresh the page. So out here, I'm also going to add index.html, which was our home page, into this, so that it takes us back to our main page. There we go. So now when we press home, we go to the home page, and when we press featured model, we go to the featured model page. And yeah, our website is ready. So yeah, I hope you guys learned how to create it. It's a pretty simple lesson, and it's a pretty simple way to actually create websites. But of course, then there comes CSS and everything else, where how you stylized it. But this is actually the bare bones on how a website is created. First comes the skeleton of the website, which is coded through HTML. Then comes CSS, which is used for styling. And if you have some functionality, then we use JavaScript. So I hope you guys like this video. Please like and subscribe, and see you in the next one.